Yo, you're in the studio with him, Switch, and today I thought it would be cool to make old school drum and bass track from scratch part 2. In the first video we started building the track, and today we're going to take it further. I add a distorted 808 and then I focus on the drums and the programming, which has always been a big part of my sound. Back in the day when I was making drum and bass full time, everything was built from individual hits and chop breaks rather than loops, so that's exactly how we're going to do it here. We'll be programming the groove from scratch, switching between different breaks and the amen drums, and we'll build the rhythm in real time the way I used to do it. I'm not trying to recreate something perfectly from the past, this is just an honest look at how I used to work. I hope you find this insightful and helpful. Now let's jump to the video. Okay, so as you can see I've launched Ableton, and I figured that today we would continue with the old school drum and bass track from scratch. I'll basically just put in the, we'll start with the breakdown and then we'll put in the second drop. I figured we'll switch the second drop up, we'll get loads of switching drums going on, and that kind of thing, just how I used to do it back in the day, you know. So I also was thinking, just before sort of launching Ableton, I was thinking about this 808 that I made in the Micro Freak a while back. I think you can see that sort of over here. That's velocity sensitive and it's high passable on our velocity sensitivity, which is really cool. So I'm going to involve that as well in the second drop and possibly the breakdown. But what I figured was first we'll have a listen through and we'll recap as to where we are. Everything is exactly as it was when I exported it or when we made the video last time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it from the beginning and we will have a sort of listen through. Yeah, it's definitely got a vibe. Yeah, nice. So all the breaks are there already, you just need to switch them. Super cool. Okay, so nice, so we've got a good starting point there for this second drop. So let's have a little look at the intro here and see what we can bring across. I know there's a pad in this intro, which is what we'll grab. I'm assuming it's something like this. Yeah, there we go. I'll label it pad, that'll help. So let's just grab this, let's grab 2 lots of this. Let's bring this over to this second drop, to this breakdown, sorry. And let's now just have a listen to what we're saying here. Not a lot by the sounds of things. There we go. Okay. Nice, so we then got this Serum 3 here. Let's grab this across. Nice, okay. And then if I remember rightly, there's another noise here that works like with that. Nice, okay. Nice. So we have a section there that we can kind of float with, and we can kind of bring in this 808, and we can have a play and see where we end up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, I'm just going to come to the bottom here. I'm going to drag this Microfreak 808 out into the space, and I'm just going to move it about for a second so that it sits with the sub, so that we're kind of in the same place. Mix down wise, we're a little bit organized. You may have noticed then the slider go up on here is super cool. My new setup. I mean, it's an old setup. I've had this for years, but now that I've got it all working with Ableton, everything runs real time, so it's super cool. But anyway, sorry. So here we go. So I've imported the 808 in now. I just need to come to this other page. Here we go. And just bring the level down on it. We'll just double check. I don't know if you can see that moving on the video there, but so we're velocity sensitive, so the harder I press, the higher the high pass, the softer I press, the more weight we have in the sounds, which is really cool. Really, really cool. So let's loop this section, and we'll just have a little play and see where we end up with this. So we'll just zoom in a bit here. In fact, what we are going to do, we're going to loop this previous section, because then we've just got that hit at the beginning for the second. I'm not going to use it, I don't think, in this section, but we can get nice. So okay, so here we go. I think something like that could work really cool. Where are we here? I think we want to come to here. Yeah, there we go. So let's hit record. And then we can then answer that with the Reese. I think that'll work quite nicely. So let's just hit record and we'll see where we end up. I can adjust the velocities afterwards. See how well my inbuilt metronome is. So actually not too bad. Let's go here. Let's quantize these. We're going to keep it on 16ths. So let's go quantize and let's see where we're at. So this here wants to be on these, and then this wants to come to here. We should have that triplety fill. So here I'm a bit off, but the timing's good on the notes. And then here's the same. So we should now have nice. So let's also try grabbing something like this. So we can bring back some more of the beginning. Bear me 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, so I'm going to try bringing this original rave noise across as well, and we'll see how we're sounding there. Okay, so we need to look at this. So what we're going to try here is we're going to highlight all these, and we're going to hold control. We're going to go just past the first note. Nope, we're not going to do that. Where's mine? Do I need to put the draw tool on for this version of this, do I? Yes. Okay, so if I hold control, grab the draw tool, which is B on the keyboard, and then I can highlight all of them. There we go. There we go, yeah. And the same with these. There. So we just get that descending kind of thing. You didn't used to have to get into draw mode to be able to do that. Okay, so it's way too much right now, but that's fine. We can kind of bring these up. Nice. Nice, let's bring these up. Okay, so let's lose this so that it just finishes on that. Ding, 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 ding. So let's bring this back to halfway. I think I might want to do the same with this, but let's have a look. There we go. Nice. So let's duplicate this section and let's put it here, and we can go back over this. You know, it hasn't just got to remain like this. Let's bring this to here. Let's just play this whole breakdown section. Okay, sorry. Let's go Control L. Right, now let's grab some drums. So let's have a listen to the loops. I'll just do a quick refresh. Okay, that one sounds like that. That one's got a reverb, that's cool. We got our metal groove drums, which is going to be purely, I should imagine, for our... Is that also velocity sensitive or something? Here we go. Cool. So let's just bring this up. Nice. So as our rides, we've got this, which is, I'm assuming, is some sort of hats. Yeah, nice. Okay, so let's get this. So we've got some consistency across our drums for the second. We can always remove it afterwards if we want to. And let's just dive in. So we've got these Amen drums here. Let's go. Now how do we want to play this? Let's just go for the 4 for the second, right? So it's just one bar. In fact, let's just do this. This will be more simple for us long term. There we go. So we've got the whole thing in one bar. I'm going to go to C2. There we go. And we're going to try something a little different here. So let's go to 16ths on our quantize. Let's bring this back. Let's bring this back. There we go. There we go. Right, let's just hear this and let's see where this is. See if this is going to work or not. I think that could be cool. Nice, and then we'll dive into like Traymen for a second or something, you know, we'll proper just switch it. So let's do this. Let's go to insert a MIDI clip, and let's now just do this so we can see our sort of drum parts, you know, so we can see where we're working. If I click here, we should sort of see some sort of highlighted section, but that's all right. I think we're here. Yeah, look, so we can see our locator here. So let's program in some Traymen. Grab both of those. Let's bring it across. So here, let's grab then these as well. Nice. Okay, so let's go to here. I think that could be really cool, and then we could even switch out for this last sort of section here, for this last bar, you know. Let's go to insert a MIDI clip. Let's write new loop this out. So we're now here, I think. Here we go. could get something really rolling here. I think I might want to... What have we got here? So this is our... so let's just try with this as well. Let's grab... Let's go insert MIDI clip. And let's just have a listen to... Let's have a look at what the... I think we've got like a... Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's not duplicate it. Let's reprogram stuff, but that's more fun. So let's go. Nice. So where's our Reese? We want our Reese. So we've got the original rave thing here, which we're gonna need that. But our Reese is here. So have we got a more aggressive Reese here? I don't know that we have. Wavetable Reese, that's this one that we're using now. Okay, so it's more of an up high style Reese, that's fine. So nice, and it's obviously got the cut off here. There we go. Right, so let's give this a play. Okay, so let's record this. Okay. So we'll go with it for a second. I think I want to go more like this. So that it kind of is more of a highlight. Yeah. Okay, so this just needs to start earlier. Yeah, we just need more. That's all. Nice. So let's now adjust this. Let's grab this. Let's bring it along. Okay, so let's start this later. Sorry, I know it's a lot of start, stop, but we're just building the phrases, you know? We're building it one part at a time. We're getting the whole thing so that it's kind of rolling and sort of fighting. Yeah, definitely. Nice. So let's grab the 808 here, because we can now basically bring all these velocities down. Once again, we'll do the same with these. If I can get a hold of them, there we go. Like that. Bring all these all down. Nice. So let's go back to the drums now. Let's program up this second section. Let's start again with the Amen drums here. And we're going to be around this area here. So let's now introduce like the splash. I think that's going to be like the double bass drum up one. Yeah, we can get something cool happening here. Right, so let's go for this snare here maybe. Okay, so we're going to switch these for these. Yeah. Okay, cool. think that we'll switch early maybe this time around, and once again we'll come to the training. And we've just done this bar, so we're now going to come to this bar. You can see how it kind of makes sense to work a bit more like this. Let's go for snare. Get rid of that. Let's grab these. I think it could be cool, but I think that we want maybe. I don't know why I'm moving that around like a weirdo. I think that could be cool. Okay, let's lose the pad here. I don't think we need that this time around. I think that we just need to let it just battle. Nice. And then we can switch it to this ride new loop here. So we are here, are we? Yeah, so at the beginning of the next 4. So we are over here somewhere. Nice. And then we could switch to this for the last bit here. There, and then we will end it. Okay. Cool, so we just need to sort that last little bit out there. And we need to duplicate this here. And the microfreak is doing what it should be doing. Nice. It's just that last bit is just like it starts hanging. So we want to get this, I think. Maybe we just lose this here. Okay, so I'm a note late as well. That's not helping at all here. Here we go. Just play that. There we go. Okay, let's go metal groove drums. And what I'm going to have is I'm going to have these over this very last kind of, this last break here. yeah, I didn't like it so much there. I think that I need to go in between, like that maybe. Okay, it's there. It's a little bit too kind of bouncy for my liking. Excuse me. So let's just come back to the metal grooves here. So we programmed the whole loop here, did we? I think that we just had like a consistent. Okay. So let's let this drop. Let's go to here. Let's just try grabbing, say, this metal groove. Let's do that. Let's go like this instead of that. Okay. Grab the original rave noise in. Okay, so apparently not. All right, let's turn off the automation for a second. No, that's one long note, isn't it? Okay, so let's just grab this whole section. We can change the automation. That would be more sensible. I think maybe next time round, maybe not. So it's going to go to there. So it's there. What are we on here? Yeah, we're good. There. Cool. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Control D. We now have the original rave in for that last part there, and we're going to switch to this part. We're going to look at the drums again. So let's come into the Amen drums here. This time around, we're not going to have this fill at the beginning. We're going to switch it up a little bit. So let's go. Okay, let's try. Let's lose this and grab these. Let's move these back to here. I need to just adjust this. There we go. And what I want to try here is I want to grab the envelopes. I'm going to grab the modulation. I want the Amen new, but I think I want transposition. No, I don't want Amen new. What do I want here? I want the MIDI control. The transpose is there? Oh, pitch bend. What am I talking about? I want to transpose them using pitch bend. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll grab this and we'll bring this down to about 6,000 or whatever. There we go. And then we'll just run it into there from here. But first I need to go into the previous Amen part, which is here, and just put one of these points here and one of these points here so that it knows that this section is fully at the center to transpose point. Nice. I think that could be cool. Right, so let's turn off, let's go back to the notes here. And I think that what we'll do is we'll grab another splash here and we'll put it here, here. Wow, it's actually painful. Okay, so we'll switch this as well, but Nice. Okay, so let's go. Nice. We have that like that. I think we'll just get rid of all of this, I think. That'll make our life easier, and we'll just reprogram it quickly. Cool, so I don't like this second fill here for this part. So it's this second one. So I think we'll do something like that. Maybe even get rid of that. Okay, so let's grab this, let's slide this into the bar just before here. And then, so we've now switched from this previous snare, we've switched, in fact, what we could actually do, that might be cooler. Let's grab this snare. Grab this snare. And what we'll do is we'll go back to the previous bar here, which is here, and we'll get rid of that snare. Nice. Then we get that switch kind of halfway through the sort of sentence as it was. Do you know what I mean? And it might even be interesting now to get rid of like the second part of this. So we could go do the same again, get rid of that, bring it back to say here. Where are we here? Amen. That'll do us. What am I doing? I want to come into this part here, and we're on the last, so third one in here. So we are here. Yeah. Okay, so we could then bring it to here. We could then let's try maybe down here. Okay, yeah, sorry, they're both singles. Let's just highlight that one there. Right, and then we've then got room to bring another kit in for here. So we could maybe even sort of copy this onto this next section here, so we then have this, but we could lose some of this. So let's go like that. There. So let's just try something like that. Let's see what happens. So this wasn't good. Cool, so I'm going to lose this break here. I don't want this for this time around, but I want it to be tearing. So I think I'm going to go for this. The tray man again, I think that would be a good call. There we go. We're doing. Okay. Just grab this. Or we could. Let's grab this. Let's go. Snare. Bass drum. Hi-hat. There. Hi-hat. Okay, so let's have a look at the notes of this Reese now, because we could. Nah, we don't like that. There we go. Okay, so I now need to grab a sub. I think that'll be a good place for us to go next. So our sub channel is here. Chink. Have we not used? Oh, yeah, we have, of course. There we go. So if I grab, I think it's just like a section of this that I want. Okay, so I need to grab this. I think that's what I need there. So let's have a little look here. If I zoom in a bit, so I can lose these first couple here. I think that is there. That needs to be on the F sharp. Yeah. Okay, so let's duplicate this to wherever it needs to be, which is here. Why zoom me out there for a second? Okay, let's now play this from here. Super cool. So let's just run that from this. Let's run it from before the breakdown here, and let's just see how that rolls in. So we're going to play this last section here, and then we'll run it through the breakdown, and we'll see how it drops. So I need a cymbal. I don't think I have any cymbals yet. Okay, so it needs to, the whole phrase here, definitely for me, needs to end on like the open splash of the amen. So I think that we'll lose these two here, and we'll go into the amen here, and we'll just add in for this very this very last sort of beat here, that. Let's just hear that. Ooh. I think we might even do that. So we'll grab the Trayman here, and we will lose this. Nice. So what we do need here is we need a bit of variation on these velocities. I think that could be cool. I think for these bits at the end here, I think we could introduce the higher pass for some of these. Maybe too much. Once that cross kind of between. then we could do the opposite this way around. We could. Okay, too high. Let's bring this. Just like a touch of variation in there. So we're starting a new phrase here, so we could. Really cool. So what I would quite like to do, I know we're getting on time wise, but I'd quite like to have a listen from the top and just see how we roll into that. But what I do need to do initially is just grab a cymbal here. I'm assuming there's one in this set. There we go. It's not the cymbal I'm looking for. Okay, so let's grab, let's go to the drum. Let's go just before the drum root. Wait, sorry, let's undo that. Okay, right click, let's go and insert an audio track. Let's come across to the drums here, and let's type in here cymbal, crash. There we go, and then we've got a load of crash cymbals come up. Let's have a look here. I don't want a 707, I think. Where are we here? Perfect. That will do us nicely. It's a hit. It will do what it says on the tin. Let's just check the start point here. Let's go set 1 here. There we go. And let's just see how that sounds. But before we do that, let's do this. Yeah, that's cool. Check this. Super cool. So louder. What we need to do is check that against the drums and stuff, but I think that'll do us for a cymbal, you know. So where are we here? And then let's go one here. Let's highlight from here back to the beginning, and let's go Control D, and again, and again, and then we're up to where we are here. That will make everything a little bit more cohesive. So let's start from the beginning here. Let's give it a save. I'm actually going to pause you and save it as version 2. That's all done. So here we go. Let's play it from the top. Let's have a little listen to where we are, and then we can just sketch out that last drop. And finish tuner. Better with that cymbal. sometimes you can just almost feel when a drum fill wants to happen and how it wants to happen. You know? Okay. We want those high B's. Yeah, that's going to be better for here as well. Nice. So that's where we're at. I think the second drop suits the first drop. I think it works. I think we now continue on with this. We're just going to program the drum some more, get some more sort of some more fighting going on as it was. We're going to come to the second part here now, and let's now grab the Amen drums. So we've done on this first one, we've done this funky feel at the beginning. Pitch it down there, pitch it back up there. Okay, so here I think that we need to do something a bit different with the drums. I think we can maybe cut this. What is that? That's the core kit. So we'll cut that in half here so we don't have anything on the beginning here. We'll have the cymbal, and I think that we'll maybe even try and cut that a bit shorter. So here we go, let's bring this, let's press A to lose the automation mode. Let's bring this in and see if we can create more of like a splash with it. I don't know why that's not. Oh, it's been a pain in my backside, but there we go. There we go, that's what I wanted. So, okay, so we can bring that even shorter. Just want it as like a, almost like it's been, you know, when a drummer sort of hits the cymbal and catches it. There, that's better. Yeah, more of a splash. I suppose that's the right sort of name for it rather than a crash, you know. Okay, so let's have a look here. So we've got Amen drums at the beginning here, which I want to try. I'm going to come into the programming here. I'm actually just going to delete all of this for a second, right? And what I'm going to do is just maybe change this to the splash. There we go, right. And you've already just feel that wants to now come in with another break, you know? So we'll do that. What we'll do is we'll grab the Trayman. Let's just delete these so we can start again with the programming. I think that's like a nice clean way of working. Let's do the same with the Amen here. Let's just get rid of all this. Yeah, okay, we're just to there. There we go. So that's just that block gone, and we got like a clean slate to work from here. Cool. So let's just draw a part in here. So we've got an empty part. Let's go insert an empty clip, and then let's consolidate these. So we're now back to where we were at square one. Yeah, craziness to appear is what we're after here. So once again, let's start from the beginning. Let's keep these sections a bit organized. These parts a bit organized. So we're starting from here, and we want to start with the bass drum, which I think is that. Nice. So let's go. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Nice, and then we can start to freak out a little bit with these other drum loops. So let's grab the part here, and then we know that we are here for this last bar here. So let's come down to the start here. I think that's a snare drum, which it is. There's our kick. I think the snares are pretty much identical on this, but let's, what were the hits? There we go, nice. So let's grab, in fact, we'll use that And we'll do that, and then for the last part, we'll then bring out a little fill. And I'm just adding variation. That's all I'm trying to do here. Nice. So let's now, because we've kind of gone crazy, we've kind of brought it back a little bit now. It's kind of a really cool place to be sitting. So let's go to C2 is what I want, which is the next C up from here, which is here. I don't know why I'm on massive mode here. Don't need to be. Okay, so I don't want to be C2 this time. C1 will give me... Nope, that won't give me it either. Let's have a look here. There. There's the bass drum, there's the hat. There we go, and then I just copy this one to here. Let's go for that. But what we'll do is we'll have a look at the transpose option here. Where are we here? There we go, pitch bend. So we've got that marker in at the beginning, which is perfect. So we'll put a marker here, we'll put a marker here, and we'll put a marker here. And what we'll do is we will just add in a point here. Let's see what happens if we do something like this. And we'll leave that there and see what happens. Nice, okay, so I think that we could possibly put a marker in after this, get rid of this, and just bring this up to here. Or, which could be more interesting, get rid of these two. And then add a marker in, let's bring it all the way down. Yeah, nice. I think we could make something cool out of that. And then we could even bring it back. So let's add a point in here. Let's grab this. No, let's not grab that. Let's grab this down to, I don't want this point. I don't know why I've just done that already. So there we'll go down to about 6,000 like we did before. 5.3, whatever. Yeah, about there, that's fine. And we'll program in some drums here. We'll start this one here, maybe. Sixteens on the quantize. There we go. And then we'll grab these. Duplicate that. Nice, apart from the fact I put it in the wrong place, but I think it's got potential. I don't want it to be too gimmicky as it was, but I think it's got potential. So let's go to the ride new loop now, and let's program in some drums for here. Is that where we are? Yes. Nice. So let's go. So we can see from the previous program in there. There we go. What are these? Nice. Trim in for the end part here. So we are and then highlight these. And sorry, but that is the perfect opportunity to have this micro freak with the filter. Nice. I think I need to go to that Amen here. This one here with this funky break. And I think that this here needs to go on to there, so that it's just got a little bit more impact on the entry. Nice, so we could keep this kind of style for this bit, but we could now switch it to like another channel. So let's go, where are we here? So we have the Trayman, we've ended on here. So let's maybe introduce this. Let's go, let's grab these. Let's just move that along to the beginning of the bar here. And let's have that for 2 lots maybe. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, I think what we'll do is lose that there. So let's have a look here. Sorry, we've doubled up here with the Amen. I actually just want to go into this and just grab these two. Just turn them off. Nice, I quite like the way that battled almost against them. Nice, and I think what we'll do this time around is we'll grab the Trayman. Man, come on. Wow, I'm pressing caps lock. It's exactly what I'm doing. Nothing to do with the computer. There we go. Let's do that. Let's duplicate these, and let's now grab it to the envelope section. Let's put not a saturated drive. Go to the MIDI control. We'll go pitch bend. We'll put a pitch bend reset at the beginning, but we'll leave it at 0. There we go. And we'll put a pitch bend here. So this is keeps this at the original pitch, and then we'll not do that straight away, but we'll go here, and we'll go to here, and we'll just keep this, bring this down. Let's go, there go 5809 sort of style. That's fine. And we'll see how that sounds. Okay, so we need to switch out this end part here, but we are getting somewhere. This is sounding cool. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Timing, cool. Let's go to here, the Trayman. Let's get rid of this last bit here, although I do dig the way that pitch is down there. So let's do this. Where are we? Let's have a listen and see where we're at. I know we've got this ride loop here as well. Let's just get rid of this for this section, just for the minute. Cool, okay, so let's grab this and let's duplicate, let's not duplicate because that'll put it somewhere weird, but let's do this and let's pitch this section down as well. So let's just do it. So let's go here, let's go to here, so we reset the pitch afterwards. That'll make our lives easier down the road when we come to the next parts or whatever. Let's do this, let's go to here. So my reason for doing this before I start moving the points is that I've always got a 0 point. 0 is a nightmare to find normally for me. So I've always got a 0 point, and the reason that I do it after everything is that then the pitch bend is back to normal. There's no, when I get to the next point, the next part, and I don't have any pitch bend information in there, it doesn't think that the pitch bend is pulled all the way down or pushed all the way up or in a different position rather than 0. This resets it back to 0 so that the arrangement knows that at this point it goes back to 0. There's no overhanging, messing around, or having to find out what's going on with something, So anyway, let's have a listen to how we're doing it. Nice. Then we grab these, the Amen drums again, I think. Let's grab them like this, and we'll copy them across to here, and we'll use the pitch. Once again, we'll grab a point here, we'll bring this down. There we go. And I'm not like massively fussy about where it sits, you know, as long as it pitches down and it kind of remains at the same kind of pitch. That's all I'm looking for. Right. Nice, and we'll just hang it on that amen. That's super cool. So we'll put a point in at the end here. We'll drag this down to roughly where we want to be. We'll get rid of this point, and then we can get rid of this point as well. Simplify the envelope, and we can now come to the notes point here, and we can just grab like this and this. Put that here. Then we can just grab this last section here, there. Really, really cool. So let's battle it off against the first section. We'll not battle it off, let's compare how they sound. We'll take it just before the drop. That's super cool. So that's kind of, for me, that's kind of the second drop sorted. I do really like the high original rave noise. I think that's super cool. And I half wonder whether we could kind of highlight this drop maybe with like a higher note of that. Let's find out what note it's playing right now. It's playing E at the moment. And we've got filter on it, filter present even, there we go. There you go, so if I put the marker here. Okay, so let's just run it into that and let's see what happens. Let's go from here. So the other thing I need to do here is this symbol. I need to copy this across so that when this comes back in, it still sort of blams back in, you know. We still get a feel that it's got a symbol, it's got impact. And then I feel like we're almost ready now to drop back into, say, this section here, where we drop down to like this section maybe. Where are we here? There. So let's sort of run it into there and see what happens with that. Sorry. totally work. But I think what we could do is we could have it drop like that, but then almost become like the aggressive section. So we almost just have like, let's just loop that around there for a second. Let's grab all of this. Let's just delete it. Right, let's grab the next section here. If I can just zoom in. Here, right, Control L. Let's grab that and let's just now copy this back to here for a second. For a second, we can always delete this section out. I just want to see how that runs. Okay, so I think that worked quite well. So what we could do here then is maybe just kind of repeat this part. So let's go Control D on there, so we're duplicating that. And we're sort of coming up now for sort of like the end of the tune, which is super cool. So let's come into this part here. We could now maybe add some variation into this. Where are we here? So let's go to the, where are we? Sorry, so what's happened here? So I'm in the wrong section here. There we go. Hold up, what's happened? So I've jumped a section, have I? Let's undo whatever I've done. Okay, bear with me 2 seconds, I just got to find out what's going on. Okay, so I confused myself for apparently no reason whatsoever. It was exactly as I'd left it. So I've just literally just duplicated this section, this section here across to the next part. And I've also now just copied in a original row of this one here into this section here. So we get this just before like this second part here. So let's run this into here. Let's come from here. Where am I time-wise? Sorry, I want to run this into here. Cool. I actually want, let's just delete this section. We don't need this for a second, right? I want to work on this. So this section here, I actually think that I want to have the, let's just loop it over here for a second, right? I want to have this first section again. So I'm actually going to grab this section at the end here. And I'm going to grab the drums. I'm just going to switch the drums out for it. So let's go metal groove here, all the way down to here. Let's get rid of those and let's grab from the here to here, there, and that'll now switch the drums back to this sort of breakdowny kind of point, which I'm hoping then is going to lead us to be a little bit more aggressive this next section. Nice. Really cool. So I think what we could do then with this section here, this amen, is this last bar here. Let's get rid of everything here apart from that first, those first. There. And what we got here, this is, yeah, nice. So let's grab, what is this? Didn't mean to do that. That wasn't what I was planning at all. There, that's the one. So let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Open splash. That'll then lead us hopefully into the next section. Wow, we're just over an hour. Sorry about that. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, so this then brings us to our next section, which is going to be, I don't know whether I had to bring it back to this, where it's all aggressive and it's our second drop, or bring it back to like the original first drop. My sort of first thought is to bring it back to the original first drop, which is back here. And that's purely because it feels like it will be recognizable for the outro in that sense, and we're also not building the tune anymore then. We're kind of winding down for the end of the tune. So I think that's probably where we'll go now. We've also brought the bass line back to the original bass line for that section, for this previous section here. So if I grab this and I put this on the end here, we should now, in theory, that's in the right place. I think so. We'll soon find out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in the right place. So we're now coming up to just over 4 minutes. So we're kind of now, we're winding the tune down, you know, this is kind of where we're at. So let's take it from the second drop. Let's run it in and we'll see how we sound. So let's go here. That's super cool. So I think what we do is we follow suit here and we grab the next section along, which is here, and we just follow the pattern as it was. So let's drag this along here a little touch so we're not dragging forever. Let's go hold control, let's grab all of the sections and let's move them to here. So we're sort of getting on in the arrangement now. This is really good. Touch of automation on the rides there. Yeah, that's all rolling really nice. So what I want to do is I want to play it from just before the breakdown here, just before the drop, sorry, the second drop, so that I can just hear the running of everything. You know, it's really important to me how things start and how they run throughout. So that's kind of one of the points. I have to do a lot of listening back throughout the whole thing, you know. So let's just start from just before the drop and we will get through. Save that. pretty cool. Okay, and I think that we can now just almost add an ending on that. I know it's not the original sort of 5.5 minute tunes that we kind of used to make back in the day, but we can kind of roll it to that quite easily from here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this this part here, the 013U break, and we're just going to copy this one individual sort of part across, and we're going to put it on the end here, and that's going to be our outro kit. That will work quite nicely for us. It does everything we need it to do. So we could loop over this section, right? And then we can come to the top here where our sort of musically sort of parts are. I don't know why I said sort of. So that's 4, and then we've got 8. So let's duplicate that. And we'll do the same with this. So we'll grab here, duplicate that, way too many. There we go, and we'll also do the same with the rave and the symbol here. So let's go like this. Let's grab this. We'll put this second time round, but we will grab the symbols and just pop them on the button. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to go to this wavetable Reese and we're going to just zoom in here a little bit. We're going to just filter the hell out of this because we don't want that for this section now. We want this just to be filtering away, you know, disappearing. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of this, just grab it to there for a second and save ourselves some time. Yeah. Bang. Yeah, so we're filtering out over that last section there. We haven't got any more of this high stuff going on. So this is the sub. So what we'll do now is this time around, we'll lose the sub. So that's definitely not the way to take that next part there. So we have Amen drums kicking in here. Where are we? This is Amen. So we can lose this channel completely now. That's not what we're after. Maybe we'll keep the metal groove for the second. We'll lose the Trayman. Okay, so I want to grab these parts here. Bring these back across so that we have this hat, this continuation. That's cool. Don't need this here or this here. I mean, if we wanted to, we could put that on the end maybe. Whenever it wakes up. There we go. We're in the right place there, yeah, so we could just have a listen. Save that. Oh, that's what happens when you put it on the wrong channel. Nice. Yeah. Wicked. So we have, like, I think a pretty full arrangement there, which is cool. I think we've done well with the second drop. I think that rolls quite nicely. I think that I can extend this out some more, and we actually made it to like an over a 5-minute tune as well anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this from the top. and that will see us out. I'm happy to come back and do a proper mixdown video on this if you guys want that. I think that would be cool, and I'll try and get it so that I haven't got to wear these for the mixdown, because I struggle with writing and getting things to sound nice while I'm wearing these. Writing's fine, and then mixing down on the speakers seems to be fine, but I just, yeah, this doesn't work for me mixdown wise. I can never get what I would call a very good mixdown when I'm just using these. You know, I'm so used to the speakers. Mine is this. So anyway, I hope that was insightful and helpful. I hope you enjoyed seeing the process and my thinking behind it. If you'd like to come and join me in the studio, then definitely come and see the Patreon. We've got a remix series that we're doing every month, and the entries have been, well, not entries, it's not a competition, it's just a series. And it's for, you know, with the community. You know, we've got a Discord community going on, which is really, really thriving. So anyway, come and check it out. Let's go and check me out on Patreon. Much love, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out. Thank you.